Well, howdy ho there, good buddy. Today we're talking about a cigar called the Desflordao by SINSITRO, and I'm smoking the Connecticut El Burro. All next on the Zeal Cigar Review. Well, I figure I should have my cowboy hat on, but you're actually smoking the Desflordao, right? Tell me a little bit about that cigar, what little is known about that cigar to the fine people at home.
From my knowledge, it's a Connecticut Desflordao wrapper around a Cameroon binder and a mix of Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers and Colombian, from what I can understand.
Okay. All right.
And that's about as much as I could discover.
Well, James from SINSITRO is kind of a mad scientist when it comes to tobacco, and I think that this, from what he told me, these things are flying like crazy, and people are just loving them. So I'm looking forward to seeing what our most distinguished aficionado in the house will think about that cigar in particular. I'm going to be smoking a different cigar that they just released as well. It is, of course, the El Burro Connecticut. This cigar is cheap. The other El Burros are really, really good, so I expect this to be great, and the Connecticut is right up my alley, particularly after that big Sumatra mongrel we just smoked. So I'm looking forward to smoking this. So in order to get into it, you know what we got to do? Got to cut light and smoke.
Super light draw.
Yeah?
Almost too light. Almost.
The draw on this El Burro Connecticut is very, very light as well. I was huffing it pretty good, but I will say it tastes like a normal, creamy, smooth Connecticut. Very, very good. Nothing extraordinarily popping out at me from this Connecticut. I think the price pops more than anything. MSRP is $6.30. It's a very good Connecticut. Yeah, nothing else. It seems like a decent Connecticut. So the El Burro cigars is part of his like economy line, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Both the Corojo and the Maduro are excellent cigars, and to finally have a Connecticut to go along with the duo to make it a trio, I think is very, very wise of him, because it's a solid Connecticut. It's very, very good. What notes you getting on?
I'm not sure how I feel about this one yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet.
And Connecticut's,
I'm gonna hold judgment.
Connecticut's aren't typically your thing. Yeah, that's not. You're not really a lighter.
This isn't a
cigar
typical Connecticut neither.
Okay.
You know, it's got a Desflordao wrapper, which typically, from my experience, usually produces a really unique creaminess. But then when you throw that African Cameroon wrapper with some different tobacco in the filler, it's gonna change it big time. So it's just different.
What are you getting out of there right now?
On that puff with the retrohale, a heavy dose of white pepper.
Okay.
Maybe some leather.
Okay.
It's different, man. It's unique.
Okay.
I need to get into it a little bit more to give an honest opinion, I would say.
I would say I'm getting smooth, creamy cedar out of this. I actually have a little bit of nuttiness as well. A little bit of hay in there. White pepper on the retrohale, very light. I'd say it's probably maybe a 2 or 3, but nothing overwhelming. It would go great with the vanilla cream soda. Nice notes of vanilla in this as well. And that's the one thing that popped on that retrohale in particular, was very, very smooth, creamy vanilla notes on this.
I'm starting to get some of the creaminess that I expected when I heard Desflordao.
Okay.
But there's a heavy dose of some nose tingle and some like white pepper on this that kind of, I haven't gotten through that yet to see what else this has to offer.
Well, guys, we're going to pause the video real quick, and we're going to be right back here in a moment and tell you what we think about the second part of the first third. So be right back. All right, guys, so we are back and I'm enjoying the El Burro Connecticut. El Burro Connecticut. And it's a very great, smooth, creamy. For $6, dude, it's a really good Connecticut.
Okay.
It really is. I mean, I would say it's up to par with your brick houses. It's up to par with, your Camachos and everything for really a cheaper price.
Yeah,
and
less than $7 for sure.
Yeah, it's a very, very good cigar for that. So,
okay.
Tell me about the Desflordao, and why do they call it Desflordao again?
So a Desflordao cigar is usually a Connecticut-grown seed, but what they do on the plant is tobacco plants actually have a flower, and I think it's a pink color, and they'll pluck those off early in the process, and it does something different to the growing process of the tobacco.
Oh, okay.
That's about as much as I know. So,
okay.
But it's unique. This cigar opens up and gets a lot smoother, a lot of creamy notes in it. Much more what I was expecting from that Desflordao wrapper. Because every Desflordao I've smoked has a really unique, almost Cuban-esque creaminess to it. Okay. But with the Colombian tobacco, the Nicaraguan, the Dominican, and then the African Cameroon wrapper, there's no way it was going to taste anywhere near the same as those. So I'm still trying to figure out what else I'm getting out of this, but the cream has come through. little bit of pepper. So far, it's been interesting to smoke. That's the best thing I can say. Been really interesting to smoke.
Well, I set this down for about
It's still
5
lit.
minutes. I know. I had to knock off the ash because it seemed like it was going out inside, so I went ahead and relit it. It's getting a lot creamier and sweeter as I smoke it. So I'm getting a lot more sweet cream than I did at the very beginning. The beginning was a little more just woodsy and kind of peppery, but now I'm into some sweet cream. Getting into the second, third, essentially, and it's a very good cigar, to be quite frank with you.
I just took a pretty big retrohale. Still quite a bit of pepper on this, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not as creamy as it is complex.
But it's gotten creamier.
Okay.
So it's balancing out more, I would say. Whereas it was a little heavier on like the white pepper at the beginning. It's
Okay.
balancing out a lot more now. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is something else, man. This is a very good Connecticut.
It's becoming feng shui.
Oh, okay. Guys, we're going to continue to smoke these things down and tell you how they develop in the second third of the cigar. So we'll be right back and stick around. All right, guys, we are back, and I'm going to ask JB to start. Like, how are you loving your cigar? Are you liking it? Is it okay? Tell me your thoughts.
It's getting a lot better. I'll say this, it's definitely it's definitely a little bit of a journey smoke because it is very different. Just some really different mixes of flavors that I haven't really seen anybody put together before, I guess I could say. If you're somebody that likes more rich, more Maduro-y type cigars, a little more spice to it, but you want something a little lighter maybe for a morning smoke,
Okay.
this would fit that palate.
Okay.
Very, very well.
All right.
It would fit that palate very well.
Okay. Well, I'm absolutely loving the El Burro Connecticut. It's a great cigar, especially as an economy stick. I mean, $6.30. I mean, it's an $8 to $9 cigar.
Okay.
To be quite honest, it's a very, very good Connecticut, a la your Camachos, your brick houses, your asylums. They're all within there. It's a very, very, very good Connecticut. So he really put something together here for people who are struggling with the economy right now, which is pretty much everybody, to be honest with you. If $6 to $7 is in your range for a great cigar and you like Connecticut, you like smooth, creamy, rich, dense cigars, this is a great cigar that you must try. What would you say about the value per se with that cigar?
That's a really good question. For the price point, most of the Desflorados I've smoked are much higher priced than this.
They are, yeah.
So for the price point, if you want to try something really unique and different, especially with a Desflorado wrapper, I would say it is about averagely, if not right about where it should be.
Okay. And the price point for that's $11.
About $11.
Yeah, $11.
Yeah.
So
I don't know that I would regularly go out and seek this at $11.
Okay.
It's just not up my palate alley as far as that goes. But it is every bit worth $11 in my opinion for the type of smoke and the different type of cigar that it is. 100%.
Well, I would definitely seek this out. I mean, for $6.30 roughly, I mean, 100%. It's a very, very good Connecticut, very good cigar, put together very well. So we want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Have you had the El Burro Connecticut or the Sinistro Desflorado? We hear these things are flying off the shelves at cigar shops all over the country. So let us know in the comment below if you've had these and what's been your experience with Sinistro in general. So for the Zeal Cigar Review, I've been Bradley, he's been JB, and we're out of here, you guessed it, like last year.